We are witnessing a fundamental shift in the Indianapolis Colts identity right now. The philosophy is changing, the faces are changing, and the stakes have never been higher for Chris Ballard and this franchise. We are talking about franchise-altering decisions happening in real time, involving the quarterback position, contract extensions, and a massive exit that nobody saw coming this fast. Before we break down the chaos, I need you to step up for the horseshoe. We are on a mission to hit 1,000 subscribers, so smash that button and join the most passionate Colts community online.
General Manager Chris Ballard stepped up to the microphone yesterday, February 27th, and effectively laid out the blueprint for the immediate future of the Indianapolis Colts offense. The headline is clear and undeniable. The organization is prioritizing contract renewals for quarterback Daniel Jones and wide receiver Alec Pierce before free agency officially opens. Ballard stated unequivocally that he expects to get deals done, signaling a massive vote of confidence in Jones, who took over the starting role in 2025. This is not just a rumor. This is the architect of the team telling us exactly where the money is going. Furthermore, the situation with Alec Pierce is intensifying. Sources indicate that if a long-term agreement cannot be reached with the dynamic deep threat, the franchise tag is very much on the table. Ballard is not willing to let his premier field stretcher walk out the door. Now, let's look at this with a critical eye. This is Chris Ballard doubling down on stability over potential. By committing to Daniel Jones, the Colts are saying that they value a known commodity, a veteran presence who stabilized the ship over the high-variance roller coaster we have seen in the past. It is a safe move, but is it the winning move? That is the question that should be keeping you up at night. We are talking about paying Daniel Jones franchise quarterback money. Does he elevate this team to a Super Bowl level, or are we settling for mediocrity just to avoid disaster? And regarding Alec Pierce, using the franchise tag is a dangerous game of financial chess. It eats up a massive chunk of the salary cap instantly. Pierce has earned his stripes, absolutely, becoming one of the most dangerous vertical threats in the league. But tagging a receiver puts immense pressure on your cap flexibility. This aggressive approach to retention shows that the front office believes this specific core of players is close to winning. They are not rebuilding, they are reloading with the guys currently in the locker room. However, every dollar spent on Jones and Pierce is a dollar not spent on external help. This is a gamble on internal development and continuity. Ballard is betting his job that Daniel Jones is the answer, not just a stopgap. It is a bold declaration of faith in a player who was not even on this roster a few years ago. But here is the reality check. When you commit this heavily to one quarterback, you naturally have to say goodbye to another. The financial and structural commitment to Jones creates a ripple effect that changes everything for the former face of the franchise. This news does not exist in a vacuum. It directly triggers the next massive story that is going to shake Indianapolis to its core.
Listen, the offseason is a minefield of rumors and breaking news. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and get exclusive insights on every single move the Colts make, you need to subscribe right now. Don't miss out. This Friday, February 27th, the other shoe finally dropped, and the sound is deafening across the NFL landscape. Sources have confirmed to The Athletic and Fox Sports that quarterback Anthony Richardson has officially received permission from the Indianapolis Colts to seek a trade. This is the end of an era that barely even started. After losing the starting job to Daniel Jones in 2025 and battling through a series of frustrating injuries, Richardson is looking for a fresh start, and the Colts are willing to facilitate his exit. This is a monumental development. We are talking about a player who was selected 4th overall, a physical specimen that was supposed to revolutionize the position for this city. Now he is on the trading block. Let me be clear, this is a failure. It is a failure of development, a failure of patience, or perhaps a failure of evaluation. But it is a failure nonetheless. When you draft a quarterback in the top 5, you expect a decade of dominance, not a trade request a few years later. However, from a business standpoint, this is the only logical move left for Chris Ballard after committing to Daniel Jones. You cannot keep a talent like Richardson on the bench. It is a distraction, and it is a waste of an asset. The market for Richardson will be fascinating. There are teams out there desperate for a quarterback who will look at his raw athleticism and think they can fix him. But for Colts fans, this is a bitter pill to swallow. It represents wasted draft capital and the extinguishing of a dream that was so bright on draft night. The decision to move on from Richardson proves that the organization is in win-now mode with Jones and has zero interest in a developmental project anymore. They are cutting their losses. It is ruthless, it is cold, but it is the business of the NFL.
Richardson's camp is likely already on the phone with teams in the NFC, trying to find a system that fits his skill set. The return on this trade will be critical. If Ballard can recoup a second-round pick or a package of assets, he might salvage the situation. But make no mistake, trading away your young, high-potential quarterback is an admission that the plan didn't work. The experiment is over. The Anthony Richardson chapter in Indianapolis is closing with a whimper, not a bang. But as we process the roster turmoil and the quarterback carousel, there is something happening behind the scenes that might be even more damaging to this franchise than a failed draft pick. While the front office is busy trading players, a leaked report suggests the players are furious about something entirely different.
Just when you thought the headlines were strictly about the roster, a massive leak from the NFLPA annual report today, February 28th, has exposed a glaring issue within the Indianapolis Colts organization. According to reports from Fox Sports and Sports Illustrated, players have flagged a critical area of the franchise that requires immediate correction by the front office. This is not just gossip. This is the voice of the locker room formally documenting their dissatisfaction. The NFLPA report cards have become the ultimate truth teller in this league, stripping away the PR spin and revealing how teams actually treat their employees. When players point out a glaring issue, it is a direct indictment of ownership and management. We don't have the specific line item yet, but historically, these complaints revolve around the weight room, family treatment, travel conditions, or the training staff. For a team like the Colts, who pride themselves on culture, this is a black eye. Jim Irsay and the executive team need to wake up. You can sign Daniel Jones, you can trade Anthony Richardson, you can manipulate the salary cap all you want, but if your own players believe the working conditions are substandard, you have a major problem. This affects free agency directly. Do you think a top-tier free agent wants to sign with a team that gets an F grade from its current roster? Absolutely not. They talk. Agents talk. This report is a warning siren. If the Colts want to be a premier destination, they cannot cut corners on the player experience. It is unacceptable for an NFL franchise worth billions of dollars to have glaring issues in their facilities or operations. This is about respect. It is about investing in the human beings who put their bodies on the line every Sunday. If this issue isn't fixed immediately, it breeds resentment. It creates a divide between the suits upstairs and the guys in the cleats. We have seen this destroy locker rooms before. The timing could not be worse, right as the team tries to pivot to a new era under Daniel Jones. This report suggests that the problems in Indy might run deeper than just who is throwing the football. It forces us to ask a terrifying question about the overall health of the organization. With the roster in flux and the facilities under fire, are the Colts crumbling from the inside out? This combination of roster turnover and institutional criticism creates a perfect storm of uncertainty.
This is a defining moment. We are pivoting to Daniel Jones, trading away the former 4th overall pick and dealing with internal criticism from the locker room. Chris Ballard is pushing all his chips into the center of the table. If this backfires, everyone is gone. I need to hear from you right now in the comments. Is trading Anthony Richardson a mistake, or is Daniel Jones the answer we have been waiting for? And does that NFLPA report worry you about attracting free agents? Let your voice be heard. We are building something special here, so hit that like button, share this with every Colts fan you know, and let's ride through this offseason together.